can you kick a helicopter 60 metres? That's what he's done there. Ugly off the boot. A little like Jamar earlier on in the game, but somehow it found a passage through. If we watch it again, look at that mongrel. 3 goals.
On the goal line, he should have tapped that through. As you said, Chris, not very often you can kick a floater 55 metres. And there's that young Jake Spencer on the line. He'll learn that you actually got to come at it the other way, because he could have got his hand on that.
It happens often, doesn't it? It was touchable height. And that's a costly one for Melbourne to give up. They were edging back into this game.
Especially with Jamar up front, Tim. He's on fire, the big fella. Kick 4. There he is. Now the goal square.
4 to Jamar, 4 to Garlett for Carlton. Favola in their shadow to an extent with 3.
Free kick.
Advantage call. Oh, that's a horrible miss. Now they should get a goal out of this. Robertson's kick will go through for his 3rd. He's still kicking goals, old Robbo. And again, the Demons are within 20 points.
I just can't get it right, the umpires with disadvantage, right? And look, it's tough. It's really tough to try and do it.
Play on now. What do you exactly? That's not hard. Come on, that's not tough to get that right. All in one motion. Play on. Now the players make mistakes, so we don't like to give the men in yellow a lot of stick, but they've had a pretty ordinary afternoon today. Blown their whistle early a couple of times and tried to make up for mistakes, but
I wonder if the umpire was facing in such a direction at the ball up that he wasn't able to see the result of the hit out.
It was the umpire,
best I can offer.
No, it was the other umpire who was actually inside 50 at full view, Matty James, who I'm not sure why, he just hesitated.
Well, margin is back to 20 points. Another clearance, Maloney. Jetta, just kick it, son. He does eventually after he thought about handballing. Well done by Johnson, provided a contest. Anderson, took a long time. Scotland, Russell, made Bow have to reach back for it. Murphy does well. Some composure. Poor kick though. Mark taken by McDonald. So Melbourne got a bit of a sniff. Maloney loops the handball. McNamara to half forward. Well done, McKenzie. Although numbers with the Blues and they work it out, eventually ends up with Houlihan. Anderson from half back, and Favola all by himself between half forward and wing for the Blues.
Clarkson a one-on-one here.
Frawley just edged him out of it. Simpson going back. Frawley needs to be careful. Morton. And the umpire's going to ball it up beside the behind post.
Stand up, straight up.
Good use of the body again from James Frawley. He just gets his hip and his arm in the right position, got Clegg out the way. A little bit of artwork there on Cavi Clarkson.
Yeah, we'll get a close-up of that in a minute. Oh, gee, almost the impossible attempt there from Garlett again. It's through for a behind.
Those Demon defenders were cagey locked ass. The Carlton men were appealing for a deliberate rush behind. They should know the rule better than that. Here's Maloney for Melbourne. All tied up. Ball up.
It's not going to get started on the rush behind. Round 21. Still a few confused about it, I think.
Big pack around the ball. Favola climbing in brilliantly to Betts. Oh, to be Fev's goal if it goes through. It is, but it won't win him the Coleman. Favola, the ruckman, the palmer, the artist.
Well, this is a spot on the ground to do it, Tim. We saw one earlier. It was Colin Sylvia and centre wing who had a crack at it, and it went to the opposition and resulted in a goal. Up forward, that's the time. Clear the space. Good stuff from Fev, and he had a signal going there with Eddie Betts. So it was a set move, and it's always a lot of joy when you try something like that. You probably have to go into a training. It comes off.
Done pretty well, Jake Spencer. Short kick to McLean. Carlton have got numbers back, so Melbourne just happy to retain possession for the moment. McDonald. Frawley. Low down. Maloney just. Got a couple of targets inside the centre square. He elects to go to McLean, who comes across the ground to Cheney. And that's what was ahead of Kyle Cheney. That's a good kick as McLean drifted from half-back onto the wing.
Well, didn't he, Chris? Kyle Cheney weighted it well.
Handball inside. Maloney back to McLean towards full forward. Oh, big leap from Robertson. Couldn't take it. Murphy a little too nimble for the bigger Johnson. Uses Cruiser. Now Houlihan. They've been pretty sure in defence with their disposal, Carlton. Now Stevens in the back pocket, and he finds Halpin at half back.
So continuing to play up the ground and enjoying the spaces. Gives to Bauer, Stevens, Scotland, Simpson, and now the long ball. Cloak is at the end of it. Tried to bring it down with one hand and snare it. Oh, Davey fumbling, but quick enough and good enough to get it back and delivered to McNamara. Margin 28 points. Back to Morton. Cloak playing up forward at the moment for the Blues, and Frawley has him with Favola away from goal. I suppose the coach knows his man's ability and comfort zones, Dars, but would you have sent Frawley with the Fev?
I would have been tempted, especially I think to reward him for his efforts. Tim, he's played a really good role, restricted Favola. I'd like to see him finish the job.
Bate slicing it in towards half forward. It fell for Martin. He is a left footer. Oh, he just took a bit too long. Jarrah need to be clever. Did okay. McKenzie, awkward bounce to two big men, Jamar and Johnson. Oh, Jamar, he is a goal-kicking machine. He has 5.
That is great stuff. Really well done from the big fella. He's an unlikely full forward, I must admit. But that's part of the excitement about this time of year and a side that we all know their situation, but you might just find something. You might have found another string to his bow.
What a game. Late inclusion mark. Jamar, 5 goals he's kicked. 5 goals straight. So the margin back to 22. Cruiser wins this one. McLean was tackled in the process of handballing, so coughs it up. Gibbs, Murphy, Houlihan from centre wing. Beautiful kick to Garlett, who's been impressive as well. He's kicked 4 goals. Kick towards the hot spot. Big Satanda's in the pack. Can't take the mark at the full. If you don't mind, Favola just tried to kick it too hard. He'll be disappointed with that because he would have expected to kick that and just tried to put too much on it, and as a consequence didn't hit the ball properly, and Melbourne can come out of defence. Spencer, Davey from half back, and he finds McLean.
Davey having more influence in this quarter. McLean, not his best kick. Difficult for Jarrah, surrounded by 3. Judd to Murphy. Here's the Fev. McNamara trying to prize it away, but he's chopped his arm.
McLean's had a shocker today.
He's trying to get the footy. He hasn't got
playing his 93rd game. He's one of the more experienced players out there now. I love his work rate. I love how tough he is, and he's a really loyal sort of person. But just to kick that one in the middle of the ground so badly, not great.
Couldn't see a lot of chop. In fact, I think the umpire was explaining that it was for a hold, and I couldn't see a lot of hold either. That's 20 gone. Favola has 3. Missed a fairly simple snap a moment ago. He shouldn't miss this. And he doesn't. He just squeezes it in. Favola's 4th.
There's a kick. That's the way Melbourne will play when they're a good side, is they'll take that risk and they'll go through the middle of the corridor. I mean, look at, not a huge amount in it, Tim. I think a lot worse has been let go in the past.